I adjusted days off for our upcoming schedule, and our next shift schedule goes from 27th of April until the end of July. We're going to have, most of the time, 3 deputies working day shift in Phelan. Typically, there's only been 1, maybe 2. We're going to have 3 on day shift, 2 to 3 on
individual units?
Yeah, 3 separate cars with 3 deputies in them, just for this Tri-County area, or Tri-City area. Yeah.
You mentioned a staffing of 9. Does that include reserve deputies,
No.
clerical staff?
Yeah.
Those are full-time?
Those are full-time deputies.
deputies.
And we're not stealing them for Victorville anymore. We
That's
try not to.
more.
Once in a while, if somebody calls us sick out of Victor Valley, say we have 3 on in Phelan, somebody's sick in Victor Valley, we have to take somebody from Phelan or Lucerne Valley to cover that spot.
What if we have someone sick, do we get to take someone from?
Absolutely, yeah. So it works both ways. We try to keep people where they're assigned. And the reason for that and beefing up the manpower was to keep calls for service down and give the deputies more proactive time.
But if you have someone sick in Victorville,
That means we're
you
short.
send, we're short, so if we have someone sick in Phelan and they
And
send someone
Victorville's
from
fat,
Victorville, then they're short too,
Not necessarily, because then we fill with overtime.
because they're fat.
We fill with overtime.
Okay.
Because we get to a minimum staffing, we can't drop below minimum staffing, we'll fill with overtime. So it usually means somebody has to hold over a shift, somebody comes in.
I think one of the issues, a lot of us live in remote, we live on larger properties and on remote dirt roads, and we commute or we kind of stay to ourselves. So in our neighborhood, had it not been for the sex offender house a few years ago, we wouldn't have known our neighbors. And because of that incident, we have banded together and we formed a neighborhood watch, and we have emails going back and forth. And we know each other's children and a lot about one another, and if there's anything suspicious, who belong to those, any fast-moving vehicles, then we email each other.
Right.
And then we share information that way, and I think it gives a little more feeling of.
Well, that's the best way to do it, because there's a lot more people there are us.
Yeah,
really,
so the eyes and ears, even though we're not really, a COP, we can still support your
Right.
efforts by being vigilant.
Yeah, and that purse snatch that we had at the State of Brothers Center last week,
Yeah.
wasn't really a purse snatch, really. She left it in the cart, and this kid grabbed it and went running. Threw her credit cards everywhere and went right over to the liquor store and started spending money. We caught him right away because people actually took the time to follow him, give us ideas, say, "You had that way," and he wanted us right to it. Yeah. And he just happened to bump into Deputy Hayes, who was sitting right there.
I wanted to kind of put something together like that in my neighborhood, but the problem is that I would approach somebody, let's say that I approach somebody and say, hey, give me your phone number and your email address. They're gonna be, who are you?
Yeah, get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So is it the kind of thing where you act as a liaison?
Yeah, we would
Sign up
promote,
for it,
we
or-
would promote the program and then go to the different, there'd be like a block captain type environment.
A meeting
Yeah.
or-
Well, I don't know. I mean, is it like flyers or just to get people more in tune with?
Like Carolyn said, we start off with a meeting to see who's interested. And with this area being so spread out, I mean, you got, how many different neighborhood watch zones are you gonna have?
Are there any up here right now?
Then it's all gotta be managed, there's gotta be a block captain for each, and the block captain reports to someone else, and then it's gotta work its way back up through us, and then to me, and then we have to manage it. So it is very time consuming. Citizen Patrol typically manages that program.
But you get the ball.
Yeah. I have a lot to do with it.
Would you recommend that we formalize that way and go to you for support?
Right.
And
That I enroll our public affairs, who start the advertising campaign for it.
That's
Yeah, public affairs starts that up. And then on another little side note, I want to throw in, the Phelan Rightwood Search and Rescue Team is doing a recruitment drive up and coming the next month, and fundraiser. So we're going to buy some new equipment. So we're going to be starting that. And the keynote to that is we're going to be advertising, or not really advertising, but bragging about problem-oriented policing and giving out some paperwork on that. So they're looking for a location, a place to set up, or an event. And we had an affair already. So that would be a good outlet for that.
will your equestrian group also grow to that capacity to be able to respond?
The equestrian group is a very unique team I'm finding now. Some of those people are interested in become involved in search and rescue. So we may cross-train some to search and rescue, but I want to see them more proactive, other than at the parade. So we're gonna try to enroll them.
There's a
like-
lost kid on the sidewalk. Let's go.
Yeah, like citizen patrol on a horse, you see them out and about more. And they'll make them a lot
You
more
know, like in
obvious.
my neighborhood, I appreciate
They helped at the 4th of July.
that. And the rodeo.
Exactly,
They
and
were
that's
great
what they're
help at
perfect
the
for.
rodeo.
And they're a great team, I just want to put them to more use. Yes.
You said you had 3 officers during the day. What about at night? Do we have some that are stationed here?
Yeah, the way our manpower runs is, out of the 9 guys, we have 3 on during the day, because really around here, day shift is very busy, but they overlap shifts, so at 3 o'clock, 2 more guys comes on. So for that overlap, you actually have 5 on out here. 3 go home, you have 2 on until 10, and then 1 or 2 more come on. Then again, you have 4 of them, and then through the night, you'll have 2 on. Now, there are still times, even though our schedule looks real fat, we're gonna have 1 on graveyard typically, and 1 on swings, and even 1 on days once in a while. Because we have to figure in vacations, comp times, can I have tomorrow off to go to Disneyland, things like that. So we have to accommodate all of that as well. But at our full staffing, we're looking at 3, 2, 2. Anything else for me? You all have my card, you know how to get hold of me. Next meeting, I'll have my new cards out, but that email address won't change. So shoot me any kind of email, anything you need.
Great.
Thank you. All right,
Welcome
welcome.
to Phelan.